Wow, so many changes. Yo, what's good, it's your Reviews. And in case you haven't seen episode 6, The Fire, heavy spoilers for this episode, you have been warned. So I got the Blu-ray, and I decided to do this comparison first because it's definitely one of the more popular episodes. First up, notice the hairstyle change of the Blu-ray version compared to the TV. Also, the Blu-ray added some flickers where the fire is by Yamato's feet. They also delayed the animation of these three dudes falling down as Yamamoto uses his Zanpakuto to slice the Quincy King. Notice how the red motion blur effect in the background is a tad darker to the TV version. Personally, I do prefer the TV version. There's more saturation and energy. The blood is also desaturated in the Blu-ray version. The Quincy King has a slight redesign when it comes to his beard and mustache. I think it was wise for them to do this because it allows the viewer to differentiate the past scenes with the present scenes. They removed the shadow on the left side of Yamato's face, so now we can see more of that beautiful Yamato face art. As Yamato comes speeding towards the Quincy King, notice how in the background in the TV version, we don't see the fires coming from Yamato's feet until towards the end of the scene, but in the Blu-ray you see them immediately. Once again, they get rid of the Quincy King's mustache in the Blu-ray version in favor for a scraggly, rough version of a Raina Brown beard. Notice this subtle lighting change in the Blu-ray version. The right side of the Quincy King is completely illuminated in blue lighting. They removed the shadow covering Yamato's face, so now he's completely illuminated in a slightly lighter hue. Although I must admit, the TV version is a little bit more intense with that dark shadow covering his face as Yamaji engulfs the entire scene in flames. Notice how the last few frames of the Blu-ray, they added more flames to the background. As Yamamoto activates his Bankai, notice how the background is completely darkened in the Blu-ray. Also, they lightened up the flames of Yamaji's Bankai in the Blu-ray. With that added glow, it looks a lot more intense. Also removing some of the blur that was covering the more reddish parts of the fire. And they also lightened his beard up. The reflection of Yamaji's Bankai in the eye of the Quincy King has just vastly more detail to the TV version. Just look at this vastly improved version of the Blu-ray shot of the molten lava coming out from Yamaji's feet. They added a little bit more yellow to the fire in the Blu-ray. Next up, this shot of the floor has more textures, there's more lighting on Yamaji's feet, as well as them making Yamaji's face looking less red in the Blu-ray. You can now see a bit of the whites in Yamaji's eyes in the Blu-ray. There's more saturation on Yamamoto's flames. When the Quincy King attacks, notice the blue streaks illuminate the black of the sky. They brightened up this shot of the Quincy King. You see a lot more of his face, but I don't like how they removed the highlights on his hair. When Yamamoto activates Zanka no Tachi, Minami, Kaki, Juman, Okoshui, Jai, Sojin. Wow, what a mouthful. You start seeing a bunch of skeletons. Notice how they added these super creepy red eyes to some of the skeletons. I mean, that's just horrifying, dude. They changed the lighting from a red to an orange on the Quincy King in the Blu-ray, as well as them removing that mustache. Notice how lighter Yamato's beard is in the Blu-ray. It appeared to look more pink in the TV. As Yamamoto once again activates his Bankai, the flames illuminate his face in the Blu-ray and the background is darker, allowing for a more visually appealing composition. As the Quincy King uses his badge to steal Yamamoto's Bankai, not only is the background darker, they added more lens flares and new patterns to this badge. I just love how beautifully animated it looks. They also lightened the red parts of the flames surrounding Yamamoto to appear more orange in the Blu-ray. As Yamaji's powers start to get stolen, notice how the flames have more vibrancy and rim lighting compared to the TV version. And they also added the pattern on the badge in the Blu-ray. They did not color it in the TV version. I love how they made this shot darker. The blue lighting just pops out a lot more. Also, they changed the design, light and streak in the Blu-ray. They removed some of the lighting and changed the eye design of Yamamoto. He just looks more defeated in the Blu-ray version. My gosh, does the Quincy King look like a devil with those red eyes glaring at us in the Blu-ray. And it's a darker shade of blue in this area here in the Blu-ray, as well as them slightly reanimating the flickers coming off it in the Blu-ray shot. While Yamamoto looks dead in the TV version, he still has that last spark in his eyes in the Blu-ray version. A subtle change that really adds a whole lot of emotion in this shot. Once again, the background sky is darker in the Blu-ray. And finally, they slightly reanimated the blood coming from Yamaji. It's a lighter shade of red with slightly more highlights, and that's it. Those are all the major changes of episode 6, The Fire. The main fight sequence of Yamaji versus the Quincy King, aka Royd Lloyd, looks more or less the same. The TV version is taken from Disney Plus in the UK, but I do notice the overall quality difference between the two. There's just less compression shown in the Blu-ray, and I don't know if it's just me or does the main fight of the Quincy King versus Yamamoto have a slightly more reddish hue overall. I feel like the Blu-ray doesn't really show that reddish hue filter, but that just could be a Disney Plus streaming compression thing, who knows. But tell me in the comments down below what you guys think of these changes. Do you like them? Do you hate them? Stay tuned for all of the episodes of TV vs Blu-ray for the Bleach 1000 Year Blood War arc. There are a lot of changes for those episodes, so I'll try and upload them daily, but subscribe for that. Like this video, subscribe for more Bleach anime reactions, reviews, comparisons, breakdowns, rankings, and more, as well as other anime updates. But thank you for watching, and as always, a boy did the review, signing out.